I have 7 o'clock, so.
No, we're good.
So we'd like to welcome everyone. I'm Larry, and just glad to have you this morning. Joe, would you start? Just our name and our role in the district. If you work for the district, let's go ahead.
Joe Martin.
Front, the back.
Frank Underwood, Director of Facilities.
Dana Darrow, Director of Nutrition Services.
Frank Jefferson. Gary Rosales, LLC Secretary of Education.
Lori Ross, LLC, Elementary Education. Brenda Hatfield, Director of Fall.
Jason Hoffman, Chief Financial Officer.
And Gabe, Stephanie. Right. And then Chris and Sue. So we're all in this together. So I just want to welcome you guys here, and we're going to touch on a variety of things. I want to welcome Ken Inlow, one of our board members. So thank you, Ken, for being here. I don't think we have any other board members here, but thank you for being here. We're going to give an update. Terry Gamford with Architects Alliance will give us an update on our building projects. We're going to touch on student transportation and our busing, and then we're going to talk a little bit about facilities from a higher level, just kind of where we are moving forward. So going to touch on that. Again, thank you for being here. If you got questions along the way, just raise your hand. We'll have plenty of Q&A time at the end, but make sure that if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. So with that, Carrie, if you don't mind, would you come up and give us an update on Capital City High School and the renovations at Jeff City High School? Got a slideshow? No popcorn, we have coffee, we do have a slideshow.
There should be 2 at Jeff City High School. There should be. I'm going to talk with this. Okay. Start off with Jefferson City High School first. We have the floor plan in case anybody needs to be oriented anywhere. But this is the new construction that joins Nichols Career Center to Jefferson City High School. This is the new gym. Lafayette Street's here. I'm sorry, Union Street is here. Lafayette Street is here. So you see work going on at the connector. You can see work going on at the gym. There are renovations within the buildings, roughly 20 classrooms at a time. And you see new construction in the courtyard for outdoor dining and some more classrooms and an elevator addition there. Ironically, this campus has 5 elevators and Capital City High School has 1. So just a difference in topography and age of building. This is from the north, looking at the new construction between Nichols Career Center. So that'll be the north entrance, Nichols Career Center and Jeff City High School. That's a duplicate. You'll see new windows going in. This is the science wing. It's completely gutted right now and labs are being redone, but those are new windows that will go into this summer being replaced. This is what science looks right now, being renovated. It's a heavy renovation. That's a science lab. You see the new window over there on the left and one coming on the right. This is the courtyard with new classrooms on the lower level and eating deck upstairs, cafeteria, and stairs going down into the rest of the school just to help with circulation. That's a classroom. This is outside the corridor. You see these are where benches are going in and stations for kids to stop and charge or stop and study. That's another classroom that's under renovation. This is the lowest level down along J.Ed Drive. It's been gutted as well. This is on that level. This is what used to be the welding shop. And this is, some of the areas are still under renovation, but you see paint arriving. Still a lot of work going on. The first coat of paint has started. Somebody asked if we're really renovating the restrooms. So that's a renovation of the restrooms.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. But it is a heavy renovation. And there's, of course, just around the corner from the pictures that you just saw is a complete completed corridor. I will say that these right here are temporary walls. There's breakout student activity areas, collaboration areas. They're temporarily walled off because we need the classrooms during the renovation. Those will be taken out at the end, and there'll be additional space for student activity. Inside Jeff City High School, looking down on the outer courtyard, here's the roundabout at Lafayette and Stadium. This is a lot of staging coming in from this direction. This big mechanical unit will go.
So that just needs space in there?
Yes, sir. The item we put back. It's being used now to haul in. This is inside the cafeteria at the southeast corner. So cafeteria is over here looking out. You see that's framed for an outdoor deck over those classrooms. So you'll be able to go in and out from the cafeteria in a secure, safe environment. This is standing in the cafeteria, obviously looking out. Outdoor eating deck is here. Stairs going down into the hospital. Really have the major intersection of stairs is terrible in the school. This really relieved that a lot. Coming to it from the cafeteria. This is, not sure where that is. Oh, I'm sorry, band hall. This is band hall looking south. So you have music and instrument storage on the left, choir and orchestra rooms are on the right. This is where all the instruments used to be studied. It's been completely gutted. Have storage there, and this plan, when done, will have 3 music rooms instead of just 2. Most schools will have 3 music, choir, band, and orchestra. Again, somebody asked if orchestra is getting renovated. That's it. It's been gutted out. It's not done either. But, new door access for loading and unloading. Oversized door to music was a big improvement. Also a life safety code issue from when the school was originally built. That door is now required. Band room, another heavy renovation. This is at the end of band room, looking outside, walking right into the new gym, the auxiliary gym. This is also at the end of down hall, down at the glass now. So to the right is the auxiliary gym. To the left is new locker rooms to that floor. We're 1 floor down from the Fleming Fieldhouse here.
It'll all be connected.
I'm sorry?
Internally, you won't go outside to get to the gym. It'll all.
That's correct. The entire school, you don't go outside for anything, assuming that the trailers go away.
Amazing.
This is in the gym, Fleming Fieldhouse, in the gym, looking to the lobby. Beyond that would be Nichols Career Center, but it's blocked off for safety. Took this picture because we have a trouble of not enough space to store trophies, which is a good problem to have. These are 2 and 3 deep. Next slide. Those are trophies on the ceiling. So the hallway going to the auxiliary gym has art display and trophy display, so we've got a lot more square footage, and we can get a few trophies out of storage too. This is in the school at the field, at the cafeteria, looking out. Here's the office on the right. Lower level, blocked off. These are the new classrooms going out into the courtyard. Obviously having to use some of the corridors for storage if students aren't in there. And back to the, walking this probably goes into Fleming Fieldhouse now. That's in Nichols Career Center, looking out at the connector between the 2 buildings. So if you're in Nichols Career Center, you can walk right down here, stare down, and you're at the office. That's the same in Nichols Career Center. This is still part of Nichols Career Center. This is the current high school. Those are arched barrel vaults over the cafeteria. That roof was just finished too. This is looking into Nichols Career Center. You can see that the floors have been abated and finishes started on the wall. Then it was stopped. Students are using it for several months. It'll come back and be finished this summer. And that's a new corridor in Nichols Career Center that's finished. or nearly finished. There's a trash cans to it.
Each floor will have a different color?
Yeah, there's, for wayfinding, there's different colors of floors. So every level horizontal at Jeff City High School will be a color, blue, green, orange, whatever Dr. Lincoln's favorite color is. But, and then public areas, your entries, your lobbies, your cafeteria, gymnasiums, those are all the colors of school spirit. So if you visit the schools, you walk into the school spirit colors. If you're being educated at the school, you have different colors to tell you where you are in the building. You know, the same concept at Capital City High School, but it's vertical instead of horizontal. New drive and new transformer. If you're excited about those. Again, you can see new windows going on. This is the drive up to your little theater, which is completely being renovated. Corner at Lafayette Street, little theater, Fleming Fieldhouse, that outer court that you asked about. New gym and locker rooms there along Union Street. Once again, the gym and lockers. That will also be the storm shelter. And that is at the student crosswalk. Atkins Stadium is behind. There's the new gym. And again at the crosswalk, this is where you will enter the building. So this is the connector. There'll be a lobby here on Union Street, stairs and elevators going up, outdoor stairs and terraces going up. The auxiliary gym is down one floor from Fleming Fieldhouse. That's from Nichols Career Center, looking back at the connector between the two buildings. This is a tower that'll have J's stamped on it. Let me go ahead and read a couple of bullets on it before we go to that. What you just looked at is about 40% complete. The reason it's only 40% is we've been doing heavy renovations in the building. With that connector starting, that's going to ramp up quite a bit. Let's see. Oh, last month at this campus, $2.7 million were spent. Local trades working on site include AAA Masonry, Harold Butzer, Meyer Electric, Missouri Builders, Questec, Circle Contracting, Summit Mechanical, A&H Steel Erectors, Don Schneiders Excavating, and Brady's Glass. And the reason I bring that up, if you know folks that work there, thank them for their work. They're really cranking over there, and at the same time keeping a very safe environment for kids. Go to the next one. This is Capital City High School. Main entrance is here. Classroom tower here of 3 floors. Gym and auxiliary gym. Fine arts, kitchen, cafeteria. Student entry from here, one of the student entries from parking here. Front door, main entrance for all stuff. You can see here when someone pulls up to the building, it looks like a 1-story building, but it is a 3-story building by the time you get to the back side of the building. You can see some of the sod and trees going in now. This is, again, that same as if you were a student parked here. There are 3 doors there you can get in. Depends on how the school wants to manage those. Where is this? Okay. This is the classroom tower. On day 1, in August, this floor will be finished in classrooms, plus fine arts, plus food service, admin, and that's it. The rest of the gyms and things like that come in the next phase. This is the door exiting towards the football field and other sports fields. This is that vertical circulation, so you can look out all these windows overlooking the sports fields. This is the track from below. If you're between Highway 179 and the school, this is the view you see. This is gymnasium, part of phase 2. Classrooms on that 1 floor, part of phase 1. This is more from towards the roundabout, looking back at the school. Man, in the evenings would come and go. They had a trip out that door. Coming on around, now we're coming to the front entry lot. This is visitors parking. And that's a big duct, just to show you the size of ductwork to drive the building to this size. This is light falling down from the upper levels. We're literally in the basement, and that's what it looks like because of the light going through the building.
Sorry, I'm getting my tweet out.
Yeah. Again, you're down in the basement, light coming down. This is a communicating stair for students. It's for convenience, not necessarily egress. Another area of the building, we're on the same floor, but you see now we're in blue. It's vertical towers of color in this building, and then school colors in the public areas. That's a study carrel area. Looking out the building, that's a football field beyond, so we're looking south. Turn around, the same picture, looking the other direction. You can see a learning stair, you see some study carrels, and admin is up there. So this floor is the one that we finished first phase. Typical classroom. Now you're in the green area of the building, but we did not require a green lift. It's just to take that picture. That's funny. The media center. Again, the learning stair, there's the media center. There's the office. Step out from the office, you can see through the building. Wood and polished concrete. I believe that's the only thing on that stair. And that's pretty typical at other schools we toured. Because the wood was the touch point here. Oh! Drywall. Oh, that's a wood accent. I'm sorry. That's not the kind of wood, but there is a wood accent there. Yeah. Yeah. In the media center. Right here is the cafeteria. If you're at the office, if you just entered the building and you're at the office, you can see down into the building. I had another shot of that. Go ahead.
So that's the wood finish up above, right? That's going to be.
No, that's not finished. It is wood, but that's not the final product. Looking down again, if you just entered the building, the cafeteria is behind you, and you can see classroom, academic wing on the right. So if you enter the building, you're not really in academic areas. You know, you have to go several places to get into the academic. If you visit the building, really all you're going to see is cafeteria, kitchen, and this circulation space. This is an entire education wing. These are specialty classrooms. Standing, looking through where the green is, will be views to the gymnasium from the entrance. This is at the top of the learning center. This is the cafeteria. It's kind of full right now, but it will be really spacious. From the cafeteria, there will be an outdoor dining area. Remember, Jeff City High School has a new outdoor dining. That was one of the requests from students, and the same thing is at this school. Again, it's a safe location. The admin blocks it. You have to go through the building to get on this. There's a walk around the side, just a very slim sidewalk, and it's gated. More classroom. See, that's looking south. This is getting into the learning communities. That's looking out the student parking lot. Sorry, there's a few. That's a transition to epoxy flooring in the restrooms. Care. That's the top floor looking down, no railings yet. There's railings. Looking from the football field into the building. There's that in the building, this is the classroom, that's the football field and track underway.
There's St. Mary's.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
The St. Mary's Hospital, so Pete Fair, they're to the west, southwest.
That's Highway 179 right there. Didn't take very good, that's out looking at the football field. There's some of those study carrels and charging stations. This is an egress stair. That's a light well going down through the building. Back to the communicating stair for students. I think we're about done. That's when you know you're done. There. Any questions? Thank you.
You want to talk about how much work is going to start at Jefferson City High School in the next few weeks?
Yeah, it will really, with doing 20 classrooms at a time, we're only 40% complete at Jefferson City High School because we're doing 20 classrooms at a time. We're now starting the new construction between the buildings, plus the summer coming. That you'll see that percentage ramp up very quickly between now and August. So there'll be continued renovations in the school and then a lot of new construction happening in Jeff City High School. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. And again, on Capital City High School, I forgot to mention, it's about, it was $3.2 million spent last month. That's an incredible amount of work. Questions? Thank you.
Let me keep this.
You're good about it.
Good. I want to make sure you can hear and that they can, if they're watching online, but no one, as my wife would say, no one ever has trouble hearing me. So, just a couple things. I'll come over here. The reminder of why we did this. So, our grades 9 through 12, Jeff City High School is the largest high school in the state. And we were overcrowded. And so that's been discussed for a long, long time, but being overcrowded, and we want to give students opportunities. The core of what we do, we want to give our students hope, but through student success, and we can do that through different ways. The core of what we do, obviously, is the math, science, history, and English, but for student success, for them to experience that, getting involved, having opportunities. And so a second part of why Capital City High School and renovations at Jeff City High School was to give students opportunities. More students opportunity. Every school in America that had one high school and then moved to a second high school, they've had more students participating in varsity competitions, more activities, from whether athletics to activities, from science club to the football team, to the flag corps, to, you could go on and on, the list goes on and on. So that is something that we are super excited about. I know some folks had some concerns about, well, what's going to happen here? We're going to have 2 high schools, 2 teams, 2 schools. Columbia has 3 public schools with regards to Battle, Hickman, Rockbridge. We're going to have Jeff City High School and Capital City High School that will be a part of their school community. And but we'll have the science clubs and the cheerleading teams and the bands and you name it, all the clubs, the student council. We're super excited about the leadership skills that our student council organization that it provides for our students. So we are super excited about that. The reality of the bricks and mortar going up, but the heart of being stronger together and giving our students an opportunity to be successful through different parts of that. So any questions on Jeff City High School, Capital City High School, for Carrie, for myself, before we go on to the next part of this? Brian, Jason, anything I need to touch on? Gary, or? Okay, well, we are on time and under budget, so those are good things to make sure we do what we say we're going to do, and so we are super, super excited as that evolves and as the change takes place. So the next thing I wanted to touch on was just on our student transportation. As a first student bus drives, we didn't time that, as a bus drives by right here on Miller, okay, thank you. As the bus goes by Miller, we didn't time that. Getting our students to school in a safe and orderly and a manner, in a timely fashion, is obviously important. Approximately half of our students ride our buses. We have correct me if I'm wrong, Frank, Jason, 100 routes. They're tiered to where we have 26 individual, and then the other 74 are tiered, as in 38 that are double tiered. Is that ballpark close? Pretty close? Okay, instead of all routes for total. Okay. So doing that, that's an area that we've identified that we know we can get better. So we're just trying to be intentional about that, working with our parents, working with first student, ourselves. It is an extension of the classroom for our students riding the bus. It starts their school day. We want that to be a positive experience, and just working through that. So this last week we met with all of our principals, and we'd asked our principals to ride a school bus. We asked our central office administrators to ride a school bus. As most of you know, I got my CDL and have driven some routes this year myself to experience it myself, to really try to what's working well, what are opportunities that we have to get better going forward. So that is something as we move forward, the routing, working through with Capital City High School, with the different routes, is a part it's a work in progress. We're trying to be proactive. Brian, would you just kind of highlight Dr. Brian Schindorf, our Chief of Learning? Would you come up and just kind of highlight some things that we looked at? We asked our principals of kind of the state of what's working and some ideas. There's a lot of different parts to it, but he's just going to kind of highlight on a couple things that we're looking at doing going forward to try to improve our buses. So, Dr. Schindorf.
So you all heard Larry say that he got a CDL. He did that because feedback from our community is that we could do better with our transportation system. So we want to do better. Well, you can't do better unless you understand your current status, and so you got a CDL because he wanted to have a better understanding as to what does the transportation currently look like. And he also asked his leadership team to ride a bus, so we all have a better understanding as to what are the realities, what's going on the bus right now, what's good and what's not so good. And so it wasn't just ride the bus, it was ride the bus, but let's engage and let's have conversations with drivers, and let's listen to drivers and ask them, what is it that you need? What is it that's working well for you and what's not working well for you? We got really, really good feedback from them about, well, here are the things that go well for us and here are things that we could use some help with. And the whole purpose of doing that is, what can we do to be better partners with the bus company? We don't own the bus company, and they have a lot of rules and regulations, and Frank does a good job partnering with Brandon at the bus company. And if you haven't met Brandon, you should know Brandon is someone who genuinely cares about the bus company and genuinely cares about getting better. And we appreciate that. We have really good bus drivers. We appreciate them. But you think about the scenario that we put them in terms of get on a bus, hold on to that big old wheel. By the way, there's 50 to 75 little ones behind you. Good luck. I mean, that's on some days it's kind of how it feels. It's a difficult task. So what we want is, what can we do to help support our drivers and the bus company so that we can up the confidence that our community has with our bus transportation. We want more kids riding the bus. And so some of the feedback that we receive from the drivers and from some of the aides that are on the bus are things like, should we consider adding more aides or monitors on buses so that the driver can focus on driving and the monitors can focus on supporting the kids that are in the seats. So those are some suggestions. We also talked about, could we do a better job with partnering? And so we think that that's an avenue that we can do. Part of the work that we do is professional development, and so the question is, can we offer some of our expertise, our professional development, to some of the drivers about how do you help support kids and behaviors and managing that? We believe we can be a support structure. We believe we can be a support structure for helping to build more of a partnership between parents, bus company, and school. And so we have access to parents quite often, and can we partner to bring folks together to have conversations about what are the expectations on buses and what can we do to get better? Because we believe the only way we're going to get better is if we are stronger together and partnering. And so we're working on what strategies are that we can get better to be better partners with the bus company. Do we have answers today on May 3rd? No, we don't have answers. I just want you to know that we're seeking answers, and we do want to be better partners, and we're going to continue forward with what we can do to help support our bus company. So, questions about that?
Yeah, any questions on that for Brian, for myself, for Frank, for Jason? I mean, there's a lot of different parts to it. We recognize that. We're just trying to be intentional about that, so it's a positive experience to start our school day for many of our students. Any questions, comments, thoughts on it? Okay, thank you, Brian. The last thing I wanted to touch on was our looking at our facilities. So I got here in 2015. It was conveyed to me through the board, through the community, that we had space issues across the district from a kindergarten or even preschool through 12th grade, pre-K through 12, that we had space issues. And so we have addressed, we're not saying we're the work in progress here with Capital City High School and the renovations at Jefferson City High School, but addressing the 9 through 12, but we still have some space needs, still a concern of the pre-K through 8. And so what we've done, we have a facilities committee. How many meetings have we had, Brenda? 3, okay, so we had a 3rd meeting last night. We have community members, we have some board members, and the task given to the committee was to look at options to consider to address our pre-K through 8 space needs and concerns. And so there's been different parts. Brenda Hatfield is kind of facilitating this. Brenda, would you like to give an overview of that, please? Just a high level, kind of where we are and kind of the next steps, if you don't mind.
So our committee has toured every elementary school and all of our middle schools in order to be able to gather an understanding. We have actually surveyed our staff and asked our principals to review those survey data and to give us their principal priorities. We presented that last night. And then ACI Boland has done a study for us and their opinion of where the state of our facilities are. So we're feeling pretty excited about that. The committee is now charged with unfortunately reading through big amounts of information that we gave them last night. And we're hoping that they can start coming up with some suggestions for improvement and ways that we can better serve our community. I think the most exciting thing though, Larry, has been that what we figured out really where some of the key space areas are that we need some help in. And one of the big issues is those ancillary services that we're providing with our students. And so that's what I think the committee is going to focus on, those types of things.
Okay.
Questions?
Thank you, Brenda. Most of our schools, of our K through 8, were built when you had your Gen Ed classrooms, okay? And so you had your math, your science, your history, your English. You had special education. You had PE, art, and music. You had a library, and you had a commissary, cafeteria/commissary. And over the years, we reeled off last night maybe 10 additional from when our schools that were built from 1903 at Simonson, 1938, 39 west and east to the different years across the board, to where now of the with the poverty rate that we are now close to 60%. From my first year teaching at Jeff City High School, we were 23%. So we are at 60. There are different needs. So the occupational therapies, the English language learners, what are some of our other? Yeah, there are a variety. I think we reeled off 10 different ones last night, but there's a greater need, and we do not anticipate those needs of being reduced. Those needs will continue to increase, especially as our poverty rates continue to increase. So it is a different day and age, just looking at options to consider with regard to our space needs there. So we are excited about that, being proactive. We'll report back out to the board and kind of give an update and where we are moving forward, but trying to be proactive with that, of what it looks like. I saw it came up on my Facebook page from about the night in 2017 when our bond issue was passed. I was interviewed, and when you watch yourself interviewed, you're always nervous that, do you pick your nose or what you do. But they asked me, what are you doing about the K through 8 space needs? And I said, that's something that we are going to look at in the next 4 to 5 years. We hope to have a plan and be proactive in what that looks like. Well, it's 2 years later from then, 4 to 5 from then, now would be 2 to 3 years. So just trying to do what we said we were going to do and look at options to consider. We have a committee, and so we're just trying to be proactive with this and continue to move forward to give our students the opportunities to be successful. So that, at the end of the day, is what we're trying to do. So any questions on that, facility-wise, from this group or any of our own folks, thoughts, things we need to touch on with that? Okay, so we wanted to touch on our the Capital City and Jeff City High School, the renovations there, our transportation. and our facilities committee. Those were kind of the main three topics. What I'm thinking here, as I look at my 7:35, that our folks that can stay here and questions that you have, we'll stay here too. We got plenty of coffee, and just any questions, anything you want to discuss, we'd be more than happy. From a financial standpoint, an operations standpoint, if Jason, Lori Maxton, thank you for joining us as a board member as well. Lori and Ken, if you have any questions for our board, you can, not that I'm singling them out, but if you have any questions you want to ask with them, you can. Secondary ed, Gary. Elementary ed, Lori. Okay. Food service, Dana. Transportation, Frank. If it's school and community relations. Learning as a whole, just trying to look at the different areas we have. So we'll stay around, be more than happy to have any conversation with you, and appreciate you guys being here. So have a great day, got plenty of coffee, and thank you again for joining us.